brown beans. I don't know, it's like every kind of bean. Anyway, this bag says not to soak them, which I don't entirely agree with. I mean, we'll do what they say because I have to try at least and trust people then. Okay, so we're going to bring it up to a boil. We're going to cook them while you are having your afternoon nap. Look at this beautiful sausage roll. I know, isn't that cute? I found it, I don't know, some special for Barese sausage, which, I mean, you don't ever see. So I thought, why not? And I thought we could use that and these beans and make a soup. What do you think about that? What are you doing? So I cooked it for, yeah, at least an hour. I refreshed the water at least once. These beans are like pretty much done. These are pretty much done. Pretty much done. Some of the smaller stuff, keep it on the table. Some of the smaller stuff is, I mean, very, very much done. Now, I'm going to top this up with chicken stock. And then we're going to poach this sausage inside of our bean pot. Okay? What are you doing?
I'm trying to put this in here.
Well, we got to cut it up first, Ben. It's not going to...
I put this one in because that one fits in it.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. So that's what we'll do. And then I'll cut the rest of this stuff up. And then we'll make a little vegetable base. So what's the prominent flavor going to be on this bean soup? That's the question that's going through my mind right now. Like I kind of want to take it into a root vegetable direction. But if you do that, it normally takes a little bit more delicate aromatics. And I think we can be a bit more aggressive than that. Like sometimes you want a soup to be not too dark to eat because it's like kind of, so it's almost a blonder type soup. But we still have to combat the smell of those beans. So how are we going to do that, right? So I think you add, what? Yeah, so we add a whole bunch of herbs and then a whole bunch of really bright citrus notes, and that will, get your elbow out of there. What are you putting your elbow in there? Here, we're going to put this parsley in here. That's good. It's not cooked yet, but I'm basically going to keep it at this amount of temperature so that it cooks very, very, very gently. And by the time it's done and those other vegetables are cooked off, I'm going to mix it all together. There we go. Cool. So I blanched this inside of the soup pot that was on the stove already because I mean, I don't want to have to wash a brand new pot to concasse a tomato. Now or ever again, really. I'm going to use tamari, actually. This stuff is really good. I have our Barese. I'm going to take this out. The thing about lamb casings is that, I mean, it's really hard not to make it look like a hot dog. And I guess when I'm done, this is going to look like a very kind of fancy hot dog soup. But, I mean, here we are. I mean, I got this Barese for next to nothing, so it's probably cost less than hot dogs. Which in itself is, I guess, its own story. And this is what we look like here. And I think we're almost done. And we can finish it with our tomato stuff. And I'm either going to get it with spinach, but I think if I get outside right now, I'll be able to find some dandelions. And I'll hack up some dandelions real fine. And we're going to throw them in with a bunch of lemon juice. And that will be one good rainy day soup. So Ben was sweet enough to go pick me some dandelion greens. I love these. I'm going to eat these like every day for the next month. All right. And this will be good. So because it's like that mix of different types of meat, you can really take it in a bunch of different directions. You can go a pork direction, you could go a beef direction, you could go a lamb direction. And this, I think I did more of a lamb direction. You could do the exact same thing with like blonde braised lamb chunks, or you could do it with braised ham, pork hocks. You could do it with beef if you had brisket or something soft like that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna be scared of this juice either. And that's what it's going to be. That's rainy day soup. That's really good. So this is aggravatingly good. So I have to kind of talk about it. It's the reason why it's so good, to kind of space it, is because it's all nice and blonde. The flavor of this comes through even though it's not strong. The dandelions, because they're so nice and thin, are not overly bitter. The texture's not too hard, and they kind of dissolve in the palate, but they bring an extremely high brightness that you wouldn't get unless you use something like that. The fresh tomatoes are excellent, and obviously fresh. They brighten the whole thing up. It's not greasy at all on the top, which can often happen with like beef-rich or protein-rich soups. And all of the beans did break down quite nicely. I was worried about them being a little toothy, but they're so soft that they turn into this like supporting backdrop of the palate for all the other bright stuff to come through. So I was worried this was going to get too dark, and there's a piece of grass there. Look at that. But it's not at all. This is it's a great thing. So way to go, us.